So today I'm going to share with you all of my fantasies. Not like that. I'm going to share with you my Sephora fantasy basket. Hey guys, I am so excited to do this video today. I think it's going to be a fun one. If you haven't checked out Emily Noel's original Sephora fantasy basket video, I would check that out. And it's a tag that a lot of people here in the beauty space have been doing, and I of course wanted to do this myself. It was a lot of fun, and I was surprised at the products that I chose. So basically the gist of it is you take 1,000 fantasy dollars and fill up your Sephora cart. So I'm here to share with you my picks, so let's get right into it. So I'm just gonna go down the list on my phone here, and I will definitely share pictures with you guys. Why don't I slide over here? And then that way we'll be able to pop some pictures right up here. So first of all, probably some of these aren't going to be that big of a surprise, especially certain brands that you guys know that I love. We'll start with one right away, and that's the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Concealer. So this is $34, and I love everything Hourglass. I don't think I've tried a product yet that I haven't enjoyed. I did try the Mineral Veil Primer, and while I didn't hate it, I just didn't really love anything about it. But I have thought that this concealer looks really beautiful. I've heard some great reviews on it. It has 4 stars, a little over 4 stars, and it says that it's a full coverage, weightless, and waterproof concealer with micro spherical powders that blurs and brightens for up to 16 hours of skin perfection. So I've been looking at this one for a long time. I just haven't bit the bullet because $34 is a lot of money. And not only is $34 a lot of money, but it's not a lot of product for the money. This Hourglass concealer has 6 milliliters, and for reference, like the Shape Tape, just because I feel like most of us have tried this one has 10 milliliters in it, so you get quite a bit more in here than you do in that one. I want to try it at some point. I probably will, but this has definitely gone into my fantasy cart. So the other one that I was really kind of surprised about is I started looking at the Artis brushes, and really that's just because I think Emily had a few in her fantasy cart, and so I was like, yeah, I have heard a lot of good things about those brushes. They're pretty expensive, but I started looking into it, and the one that I thought looked really interesting. So if you aren't familiar, Artis has all of the more paddle style brushes, and I do have a couple that are more knockoffs that I really enjoy using. But the one that I saw here is a little different for them, and this is the Artis Elite Mirror Palm Brush Mini. So it's actually like a palm brush that has no handle, and I like the idea of that because I feel like it's almost like Beauty Blender meets brush. It's almost like a bigger kabuki style brush, maybe, kind of. I don't know. I did also have the Oval 6 in my cart, and I was sort of hemming and hawing between the two of them. The Oval 6 looks like a good kind of could be used for foundation, could be used for cream products, but I did watch the video where they use this palm brush, especially because the mini one's a little smaller. I think you could blend out some cream products with this as well. So it would just be a really fun one to try, and I think that's really what this fantasy card is all about, is the things that I would like to try if, there were no consequences to spending that much money. So that one is $55, and it looks like an interesting one. So then moving on, we have the Ilia Color Haze Multi-Use Pigment, and I chose the Temptation shade because I think it's like a coral pink. Now, this looks really interesting because Ilia says that it's a game-changing cream blush and lip color in one. It stays dewy on the cheeks and transforms to a modern matte finish on the lips, which I think is really interesting. And I'm kind of kicking myself because I think that this was actually in the BoxyCharm pop-up shop last month, and it had so-so reviews, but it has 4 stars on the Sephora website. So now I'm kind of wishing that I'd gotten it because I think it was a pretty good price, if that's actually something that I saw on the BoxyCharm. But anyway, this looks really interesting. I love cream products, so I would really like to try this one. So Ilia is also one of the clean beauty brands at Sephora, so it's free of sulfates, parabens, formaldehydes, mineral oil, etc., etc. It's vegan, cruelty-free, and gluten-free, and comes in recyclable packaging, which I would really hope that most brands are at least using recyclable packaging now. But just a little heads up on that one, and if I didn't say it, this one is $32. So moving on to a couple more liquid / cream products. I have the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Highlighter Wand. This one is $38. Oh, that's a lot of money for such little product in here. You get 12 milliliters, but I've heard such beautiful things about it. I was kind of like teetering between the Peachgasm and the Pillow Talk shade. Anything peach just sounds really pretty, and I feel like maybe that could also like serve as a glowy blush perhaps. I know that actually, I think it's Emily Noel again who had talked about Peachgasm in another video that I had really kind of piqued my interest. Charlotte Tilbury says that this glow gel enhances the skin's luminosity for a high gloss highlight that plays with the light and stays dewy all day. Velvety silica has magical soft focusing powders, and sensorial oil gives skin a silky soft feel. Only Charlotte Tilbury would use a phrase like sensorial oil. But this sounds really interesting, and if it really does look glossy but not like pore enhancing, that would be really interesting. So it's been on my kind of like watch list for a while, and I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. So on that same realm, I also have the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand. I've heard such amazing things about this contour product. I know everybody hates the little like sponge packaging, but I've heard it's really beautiful and really blendable. So this again is $38, and you know, it really looks beautiful. Like, I just love me a good liquid product. Like, I love liquid to cream products. I just think that they blend so beautifully into the skin. So this one went on my list too. A little bit about it. It says that it's a cushion applicator, makes creating gorgeous sculpted cheekbones easy, which is funny because I don't know anybody that loves that applicator. It has treated pigments with good adherence and color uniformity that create shadows and define features for a natural finish. And the formula has a lightweight and dry feel upon application for easy blending. So this one has 4 stars. All right, so I might as well just keep going with the Charlotte Tilbury. I have 2 more products, and you know, you guys, like, Charlotte Tilbury is one of those things that I almost always really enjoy, but the price tag, it just hurts a little bit. So it's always that thing that I'm like, oh, I'd really like to try that. So I do have the 2 more products, and the first one is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Powder. This one is $45. I've chosen the shade medium. I hear so many good things about this setting powder, and you guys know I love my Hourglass veil. That is a loose powder. This is a pressed powder, so I thought this might be a good option if it is as finely milled as what people say. It might be a good option to travel with. I did go ahead and buy one of the little mini kits of the Hourglass Caution Mascara and the Veil Setting Powder just so I have a little mini to take with me, but taking around that big huge package all the time is kind of a pain in the butt. So I would love to try this to see if it could set my face and make me feel like I have as little powder as I do with the veil. So that's one that was on my list. I do also have a Cheek to Chic blush in the shade Ecstasy in here. This is $40. And again, it's one of those things that I've always wanted to try, but man, a $40 blush, I have so many blushes, and I don't know if I would ever go through a blush. I've hit pan on a couple blushes, but it takes me a really long time to be able to do so. This Ecstasy shade looks really pretty. It's more of like a peachy pink, and I love a good peachy pink flush, so that is one that I've also included in my cart. Okay, so all of a sudden, I'm just wondering, and I don't remember Emily saying it in the video, not that there's necessarily real rules to this tag, but is it supposed to be $1,000 before tax or $1,000 after tax? I know that sounds silly, but you're looking at a lot of money in taxes on $1,000. Like, that's a whole extra like luxury product. So I might have to think about that one, and maybe I'll put in a like pre-tax product at the end in case that's the real case there. I'll give myself a little like extra product. But anyway, let's jump back in. I'm just gonna keep going with all the makeup that I have, and then we'll go into some of the skincare. So you guys know I love a good eyeshadow, and one brand that I keep hearing amazing things about is Pat McGrath. And I just can't do it. I picked out the Mothership 5 eyeshadow palette, Bronze Seduction. This looks so pretty. That red shade that's in there just like draws my eye, and it was a Best of Beauty Award winner from Allure in 2019. But you guys, it's $125. $125 for 10 shadows. I mean, it has over 4 stars reviews. It just looks so pretty. I mean, it does look really, really pretty. And of course, Pat says, adorn your eyes in sensuously surreal, incendiary shades ranging from gleaming rose gold, molten metallic bronze, and incredibly crimson to mesmerizing mattes. So those all sound like shades that I would really love. These swatches look beautiful. I've seen some people use this palette and it looks fantastic. So if somebody gave me $1,000 to spend, I would probably try this one out. But maybe I'd wait for the VIB sale. So on the range of eyeshadows, I also put the Natasha Denona Mini Gold eyeshadow palette on here. And I have some Natasha Denonas. I really like her formula. This Mini Gold, it just looks so interesting. I'm really not quite sure why it's called the gold palette, because really there's like one gold-ish shade in there. I really think that it should be almost more like khaki or like jungle or something, because it really has some beautiful like greeny grungy shades in it. That's one that's on my list. This would really actually be one that I might consider picking up in the future. If you have this, let me know what you think. All right, so do we have more makeup on here? Oh, I do have one more product, and that is the Fenty Beauty Slip Shine Sheer Shiny Lipstick. Slip Shine Sheer Shiny Lipstick. Wow, say that one 5 times fast. These just look so pretty for summer lip color. I chose the shade Tang Thang because it's a beautiful orangey shade, which just really makes me think of like popsicle lips in the summer. Love that look. It's $22. In all reality, I don't need any lip colors. This is just a fun one to throw in, but the thought of getting a beautiful orangey lip color for summer really like has me. So I have a couple of the Mademoiselle shades from Fenty and I really like them. They're really comfortable, but I see that they're on sale in Sephora. So I'm wondering if they're discontinuing those, if Fenty's kind of just moving on to these like sheer lip shades. I'm not really quite sure what's going on there. She's gonna have like the more like liquid lip and then just these sheer ones, but it has 4 stars and it says it's an ultra comfortable sheer lipstick with the perfect amount of nourishing color and shine that's available in a range of easy to wear shades for all. And that's the thing about these sheer lip colors, is they're pretty much gonna look good on any lip color. You can swipe them on, you'll have a little bit of your lip shine through, and it looks beautiful. So that's gonna be something that is in my dream cart, but in all honesty, I probably won't be getting it just because I have so many lip colors. All right, so let's move on to skincare. Now, I have one, like, I guess I would say skincare item that is like a total luxury splurge. So I put down the SK-II Facial Treatment Essence, and I just put in the mini because even just the mini is $100. Well, not $100, $99 for 2.5 ounces. So for reference, this MAC Fix Plus is 3.4 ounces. So less than this for $100. The full price is even more expensive than that. I think it's like $180 or something crazy. And I just, even in my fantasy, I can't spend that much. But this looks really interesting. It has 4-star reviews and I've heard really good things about it from the people who have sucked it up and tried it. So it says it's a powerful treatment to visibly soften texture, reduce the appearance of dark spots and fine lines due to dryness, even the look of skin's tone, and enhance visible radiance. So this has Pitera in it, which is really SK-II's trademarked ingredient that has 50 micronutrients like vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and natural acids to condition the skin. So the sort of history of this is that it began with a chance observation at a sake brewery in Japan where scientists noticed that the elderly brewers had wrinkled faces but extraordinarily youthful looking hands. So they're talking about like basically the, I'm assuming like the fermentation kind of like made them more youthful. I'm wondering if I could just like swipe some kombucha on my face and save myself a lot of money. At any rate, this is one that just sounds so interesting, and you just wonder, like, for the price, is it really that good? I don't know, but it's in my cart. It would be fun. Have you tried it? Please let me know. All right, so I picked out the PMD Personal Microderm Kit, and this is $159. I am all about like exfoliation. Give me all of the like skin treatments. And what this is a revolutionary at-home device that provides the same brilliant results as a professional in-office microdermabrasion treatments. This says that the Personal Microderm combines patented spinning disc technology with perfectly calibrated vacuum suction to support natural circulation, collagen, and elastin. It removes dead, dull skin, leaving a fresh and radiant look. This does have 4.5 stars, and it just sounds so interesting. I've seen some of these different microderm kits. Now, I have a hard time believing that this kit is going to be good as like an in-office treatment, but I do think it would be good for at-home maintenance. Very curious about this. I love having like smooth, soft skin, and I'm all about exfoliation, so this one sounded very interesting to me. On that same note, I also put in the Stacked Skincare Microneedling Tool 2.0. This has almost 5 stars. It looks like 4 3/4 stars, and it says it's a sustainable microneedling tool with replaceable heads that refines uneven texture, visibly lifts dark spots, and supports younger looking skin. So microneedling is one of those skincare services that I've been seeing a lot about recently, and I would be really curious. I was reading the reviews, and a lot of people gave it glowing reviews and said that it really made a difference in their skin. So this says that it's good for all skin types. It is great for fine lines and wrinkles, loss of firmness and elasticity, and dullness and uneven texture. Yes, please, yes, please, yes, please. So this says it was developed by an expert esthetician. The tool gently microexfoliates the skin, stimulating its natural regeneration response to smooth the look of visible pores and wrinkles while promoting a brighter, healthier looking complexion. Use daily and replace the roller head monthly. So that's really something that, you know, as far as I've looked into microneedling, it's really that like, not that you're like super puncturing, but you're basically making your skin respond to that little bit of needling. And so that's going to help it sort of like regenerate, and you'll get, you know, much smoother looking skin, even out a little bit of, you know, that uneven texture, which really has me intrigued. And honestly, I mean, this is $125. It might be something that I would actually consider getting at some point. Let me know. Would you guys be curious if I bought this to know what the results were? I'm really considering it now. And that's one thing about this darn fantasy challenge is, you know, it's like, oh, but really, like, could I make my fantasy a reality? I think that I would probably, in all honesty, buy this one over the PMD if I could only pick one, just because I use a lot of acids and exfoliating products on my face. So like the microderm maybe isn't going to do as much for me as what this microneedling tool would do. That's what I'm thinking just from research into the two like different processes, but I'm very curious about this one. So who knows, maybe I'll be doing a microneedling video soon. So that was definitely on my list. I do have one more product. No, I have 2 more products. So I missed one, I guess I would say makeup product, and it's another Hourglass one, and it's the Veil Setting Spray. Now this is definitely a fantasy product because I can't see myself purchasing this. It's $48. You only get 4 ounces. That's the same as in a traditional, like my Tarte Stay Spray has 4 ounces in it, but that's like $28. This one's $48. It does have almost 4.5 stars, and it's Hourglass. I mean, I've heard nothing but great things about this, really. It says it's an ultra-fine, water-resistant mist that hydrates and sets makeup for up to 24 hours for a visibly radiant, blurred finish. Now, if anybody is going to make a beautiful finish on the skin, it's going to be Hourglass. But for $48, I just don't think I could ever like purchase this. But it's fun to have in my cart and, you know, kind of dream about. Now, I have one more product that I put in here, and again, this is another like major fantasy product, and this is a Tom Ford fragrance. So if you know anything about Tom Ford, you'll know that the prices are like way, way up there beyond anything that I've ever purchased before. I don't own any Tom Ford. And originally I thought I was going to put Black Orchid in here because I've actually gotten a sample of the Black Orchid fragrance and really enjoyed it. But when I was looking through, I put the Tobacco Vanille in here, and it just sounds really yummy. So when I'm looking at this online, I really like like those like rich, earthy, I don't know, like something special to them. Maybe a little bit of sweetness, but not in that like sickly candy way. Just like something that's really sexy. And this one says that it's in the warm and spicy fragrance family. It's warm and sweet gourmands. The key notes are tobacco leaf, ginger, and cocoa. That sounds amazing. So here's the fragrance description. Opulent, warm, iconic. And Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille is an opulent artisanal scent featuring tobacco and warm and sweet gourmands. Tom Ford, you really need to like get your editing crew on your descriptions here. Tom Ford reinvents a classic fragrance genre by adding creamy tonka bean, vanilla, cocoa, dry fruit accords, and sweet wood sap for a modern, opulent, and almost heady impression that's all man, unless worn by a woman. Is this supposed to be for dudes? Nah. See, this is probably one of these things that could be like for either sex, and I actually find that I like a lot of those fragrances. So, in my fantasy cart, I put in the travel spray, which is 10 milliliters. Now, for reference, this Tarte Shape Tape is 10 milliliters. $60. Yeah, $60. So the next size up of this fragrance is 1 ounce, and that's $150. Now, I've bought some pretty pricey fragrances, like the replica ones that I enjoy are kind of expensive, but $60 for this. I can't even imagine. Like, I mean, this sounds so amazing. I really want to get a sample of it to try, but I also don't want to get a sample of it to try because if I like it, that's dangerous. So I hope you enjoyed getting to look at my $1,000 Sephora cart. This actually comes just under $1,000 with tax. Okay, so my whole cart after tax would come to $997.01. So if I get to cheat and do pre-tax, I would probably add in the Artis Oval Mirror number 6, just because that really did look like a very interesting brush. So that would put me, that's gonna just bump me over to $1,005 pre-tax. So a little under or a little over, depending on the rules that you're using. I just wanted to give both options. It's a fantasy card anyway, so what does it matter? But I really enjoyed doing this. So if you would like to help me out today because you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to give it a like, and I encourage you to not be shy and leave a comment down below. I know a lot of people like reach out to me on other social media avenues to talk to me about the videos, which I always enjoy, but it really would help me out a lot with YouTube engagement if you leave a comment down below. It just helps YouTube show my video to more people. So thank you guys so much for always supporting me here on my channel. Let me know some of what you'd put in your cart because I really recommend doing this for yourself. It's just kind of fun to, you know, it's sort of like, what if I won the lottery, right? But this is like, what if I won the beauty lottery? So I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for letting me share my fantasies with you, and I will see you really soon.